by being a new father, this has kind of adjusted the way that you write songs from before fatherhood? And if yes, how?
Yeah, in some ways it has. I feel like maybe because of fatherhood, I have to write songs faster because you never know when the baby's going to start crying. So there's some extra pressure. I also feel like I have to write like better songs, you know? Um, it's the pressure's on, And but in some ways too, it's like it's the same, the process is the same. It's just a matter of continuing to do it, not quitting, not giving up, no matter what. So, but I will say that now that I am a father, my kids are kind of they're always in my mind, and I'm always thinking about them, and they're always motivation.
Thank you. I love that. Kids should be motivation. So that's awesome. All right, let's switch it up a little bit and let's talk about your band as a whole. Do you guys have other musicians that maybe inspire you and kind of, help you on your journey? Is there a band that you guys get compared to a lot? Like anything on those lines?
Big T Rex was actually one that we'd get a lot. Also, Weezer. I know you hate Weezer. It's fine. I still accept you as a person.
Sorry, Weezer.
Are these the comparison ones or the ones that
Comparison ones.
Okay. I would say inspiration-wise, so I'm actually new to playing bass. I only started playing bass in this band. Before that, I played guitar forever. So thank you. There's a lot of transferable skills, so it made the transition somewhat easier. I would say inspiration-wise for bass specifically would be, I've been listening to a lot of funk bands lately, and our stuff is not super funky, but I do try to find places to kind of inject a little bit of groove in there when I can, or when it's appropriate, and that's been super fun to me, because playing bass has a totally different feel than playing guitar, and it's changed the way I think about, and also having to learn Keaton's songs has changed the way I think about songwriting, and I feel like I've learned a lot from him and from this band, so it's been, I kind of went off on the point of that question, I think, but that's it.
Also, Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
Inspiration. Inspiration? Beatles. Obviously.
One shout out, I've been listening to Baby Huey and the Babysitters a lot. If you guys don't know Baby Huey, check him out.
Thank you for that plug. All right. Oh, I don't know. I'm sorry. All right, you guys. This is my favorite question, and you're going to know why in a moment. And like you said during your fabulous set, you literally inserted this song into your set for me. Last minute, by the way, I just have to say. We were talking in the dressing room before the show began, and I was chit-chatting saying, yeah, I started listening to all your music so I can get prepared for tonight. And when Old Journals came on, the music list I was listening to, I literally just stopped, and I was like, what is this song? What is it?
My dear old journal, where do I begin? Is it happiness? Is it a mess that we've found in this crazy town we call home? All these kicks to show take their toll. My dear old journal. Time sails.
And it was on loop over and over and over and over again because that's how much I loved it. And to me, it's that feeling of you have to let go. You're writing in a journal. It's old now. You got to go to a new one, but it's hard to let go. And for everybody, people resonate differently, right? So for me, it was like Love Lost, and it was so epic for me. So I love that. So I want to know, what is your guys' favorite song that you have? And, you know, is it a particular album? Is it a particular song? Which one does it resonate with you in a certain way? Was there a backstory behind the song that really, you know, makes it deep for you?
I actually do love that. Is one of my favorite songs to play. Heck yeah. The other one that comes to mind is "Like a Drug," which is I think like the third to last song that we played. That has a really cool groove, back to the groovy. And I love the chorus on that one. We all kind of have like a unison kind of chant thing that I just love doing it. So I would say "Like a Drug," "Old Journals" are probably my two favorites.
I would say Old Journals and then also Soul and Fire. But then also I feel like the first album of ours is a little underrated just because of the songwriting, even though Keaton doesn't like it as much. No. We don't play like "Hit Me" or like "Head in the." Oh, we started playing "Head in the Clouds" again. Well, there's a like "Dirty and Free" was one of my favorite songs, but then we just stopped playing it, and I think that's just like. I feel like you might consider it more of like a period time song, more like reflecting to college, just because it was about living on your own. But you know, I'm not sure.
Okay. I love Old Journals. That's so cool that you really love that song. That means a lot. It's one of our earliest songs. And yeah, I mean, to me, like Old Journals is just kind of like, it also speaks to how I write songs. Because I keep all my journals going years back. And I'm always kind of looking through them. Just, you know, if I get stuck on a song, it's kind of fun to go back to an old journal and see, you know, what I wrote years ago and see if it fits into a song now. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I love our song Helium. I love playing that song. That song's about my wife. When I first met her, I kind of just started writing all these love songs, as cliche as that is. But Helium is one of those. There's a song called Lake Song that we didn't play tonight that is also about my wife. Yeah, that was like a transformative part of my life when I met my wife, Lindsay. I wrote like, I don't know, a bunch of love songs that just kind of just came out naturally. And so, yeah, I'll say that those are my favorite songs. And hopefully my wife is watching this live stream, but probably not, because she's probably changing diapers right now. And she's probably mad at me because I'm not at home.
Hold on, I want to follow up on that. So that's super adorable. So did you write them literally for her, and then you were like, "Oh, I'll put this on the album," or did you put it on the album, and then you were like, "Lindsay, that was for you"?
So the second way is the douchey way to write a love song. You write the song, like, "Oh, this is about you, baby." No, it was the first way. It was the first way. I've done both ways, but it was the first way. The first way is the genuine way. No. No, it was genuine, honestly. I don't know. It was just like I really fell in love. You know? That's why I asked her to marry me. So true story.
Very cool. That's what we're about, all the true stories. Audience members, get yourselves ready. We're going to be time for the audience Q&A in a moment. If you have any questions, please go ahead and line up at center stage here. All right, guys. So you guys have done quite a bit of touring up until now, played at different places and things like that. So tell me a little bit about that. Where's your favorite place you've been to? Is there any like special, unique memory that happened or something that you were like, "Oh my God, I can't believe this just happened. Like this is a core memory for life." So tell me about those.
So we did a show in New Mexico, and the reason why it was cool was because we stopped by a natural hot spring in the middle, and it ended up being an hour of a hike, right? About 50 minutes one way, and it was really cool and everything. I do want to apologize about the horseflies though, because I was trying to kill them for you, and I was just hitting you with a towel. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, you're not forgiven for that. That's a cool question. One show that comes to mind was out in New Hampshire. We were doing our first East Coast tour, and we played a show off of Lake Winnipesaukee in a town called Wolfsboro, small town. And it was a small crowd, but there's something about that show. Everyone like went all out. They were fully invested in every second of that show. And I don't know, we just had so much fun, and then we all hung out afterward and like had a party on the lake. Another show was on the way to a show in Reno. We had to drive from Denver, and we got caught up in a blizzard in Wyoming. And I swear, like we thought we were going to die because it was like the craziest thing we'd ever been through as far as driving out on the road. The roads became completely icy. And at a certain point, we just had to pull over. We're in the middle of nowhere in Wyoming, and there were wolves like surrounding our van and howling. And so we couldn't step outside or we die from the wolves or from the snow. So it was, and then we just pulled over and we're like, all right, hopefully in the morning the sun will warm up the road enough so we can drive to Reno. Yeah. But we were able to make it to Reno and play that show, so that was a really special show.
The reason why we couldn't continue to drive was because we literally couldn't, because there were snowplows clearing the road. And then he went full brother mode where I could not drive over the ice-covered roads. Because if you went over 25 miles per hour in the van, you'd start hydroplaning.
I wasn't there for that. But it sounds like a crazy time. I was there in spirit. Okay, so I think there's a few shows that come to mind that stick out. For me, the first one, we went to this one. This one is the freshest. I would say the very first show that we did outside of California together was in Vegas, right? That was the first one? Yeah, and we played the show. It was great. It was very fun for me to do a little kind of a mini tour, and then we stayed with our good friend Isaac. We finished the show at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and Isaac was letting us crash at his house. And he proceeded to tell us the longest joke in human history, which I think you can look this up. It's called Hagel and Daigle. And he told us this joke for probably an hour and 20 minutes. Wouldn't let us go to sleep. And it was the greatest thing of all time, and we talk about it to this day. So every time we play a show, we do a Hagel and Daigle for Isaac. And then we also played at this punk rock show that one time. It was like real super punky, and we kicked ass. It was awesome.
That sounds really epic. I'd ask you to tell us the joke, but we're on a timer, so